Hey, diddle, diddle, the cat, the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon.
Coming to you live from the Future Lounge Studio. It's Late Night Live with not Donald Trump. Tonight, we welcome New Adventure from Pension Token. Plus, some degenerate gamblers. And a whole bunch of crazies. Featuring Jean Baptiste and Station. Thank you. Your wonderful audience. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Okay, stop clapping. Good evening, ladies and degens, and welcome to another very special episode of Late Night Live with Not Donald Trump, where I have the honor and privilege of hosting tonight's show from the lavishly luxurious Future Lounge Studio. I'm, of course, your host, Not Donald Trump, as well as just a regular businessman and degenerate investor. Our guest tonight is Moon Avenger from Pension Token. Thank you, Moon Avenger, for joining us here tonight in the Future Lounge Studio. It's a pleasure to meet you. How are you on this lovely evening?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing excellent, thank you. We're so happy to have you with us. Now, before we start, I just want to give a quick briefing of how it's going to work. We'll have an open floor after my questions are done, at which point we'll be answering community questions posted in a text chat. Community questions via voice chat will not be acknowledged, so for those of you listening, if you have a question, please post it in text chat and tag me at JonaldtronDump once we've opened the floor for questions. Keep things organized and to ensure that questions don't get lost in general conversation, please wait until either myself or the admins have announced that the floor is open before posting questions. In the interest of time, please ensure that you limit questions to one question per post. And just a reminder to those of you listening that absolutely none of us here are financial advisors, and you should always do your own research. So now that we got all of that out of the way, Moon Avenger, are you ready to begin?
Sure, let's do it.
Perfect. So to start us off here, before we talk about the project itself, let's get to know a bit more about you. Who the hell are you, and why should these degens trust you and your team with their hard-earned beans?
So who am I? I'm in crypto for about 2 years now. Having done some small projects. OB and I had a project last year in November. We were also in Future launch last year for an AMA.
Nice.
Had a nice tour through different small and big channels. Was a nice project, and now we are back for more.
No, I'm more than happy to have you back. Now that being said, who else is on the Pension Token team, and then how did you all come together, find each other, and then what brought about the idea of the Pension Token?
Yeah, so our CEO is OB. We did the token together last year. It was jackpot token. We raffled money each day, and so this was our first project together. Contract dev last time, and also this time is Sir Tris. So I'm always doing contracts with Tris because he's the best in this, and he was our first choice for doing the pension token contract. Also, there's Ansvia, who's our dev and homepage dev. Yeah, so this is us, and we also know each other, except Tris, we also know each other in person. And yeah.
Interesting. Sounds like you got a solid team behind this token then. But that being said then, how did the idea of the pension token come about? And specifically in terms of being, what it is, the pension token.
Yeah, okay. The main idea came up during the hype of the auto-yield compound token, like Titano, Libero, Safu.
So yeah, I was going to say, because this framework was very familiar.
Yeah. So we always wanted to do our own version of those tokens, but we analyzed all of them and tried to erase the main issue of all of those, which is the sustainability in the end. So in the long term, those won't succeed because they are not sustainable.
No, that is honestly the biggest concern with any sort of auto rewarding and rebates protocol token, like the Tahana Libra that you're speaking of, especially with the fixed APY that's in the 6 digits. So that being said, jumping into the project itself, what is pension token, and what makes pension token different, and specifically in terms of sustainability compared to the protocols that came before it?
So pension token is a long-term project. It's not a pump and dump or a short grab. So we aim for long-term, and this is done by adding different layers to keep it sustainable in the end. So we took all good parts from the similar projects we found, and we also, like I said before, we also analyzed them and thought about how can we make it sustainable in the long term. So we got to jump directly into the project. So the whole management of the token will be done using our dashboard, which will be released within this week till Friday. We got some things to fix, and then we can release it to the public. Using our dashboard, we have a compound plan, which is the normal plan like you find in Libero, Titano, etc. And we have a reward plan. So the reward you can choose freely. You can, if you have, for example, 100 token, you can say I put 68 on the reward plan and I put 32 on the compound plan. So you receive those 2% per day on your 32 token, and you receive the 2% of rewards on the 68% token. So this is, like I said, you can do it freely, like however you want it, and then you receive your your reward token. The reward token are not linked to or not in need of high volume. So we developed a way to maintain or to provide the reward token out of the liquidity.
Right. Interesting. So let's start peeling the onion then and getting to the layers that you're talking about that assures the sustainability of this project. How then specifically will this project be sustainable long term compared to its Titano and Libero originating counterparts?
Yeah, so in Titano Libero, you get a exponential increase in token, but the liquidity doesn't grow as fast as it needs to be. So after some weeks or months, you have whales that can take the complete liquidity with exiting the project. And we have a exponential token grow, but we have a linear liquidity. So we said in the law of average that 1% of the token will be applied on the reward plan. So for example, 1% of the liquidity will dump per day by the contract for selling, for providing the rewards. This means if we have 100 BNB in buys, we need 1 BNB to in 24 hours to maintain the to provide the rewards.
Right. And then what happens then if you do not reach that 100 BNB?
Then the liquidity will be a little bit lower, but on the way there, we collect. We have an ever-growing liquidity because the sales will be lower than the needs.
The buys?
Yeah. So the other way to make it sustainable is our emergency exit. So like it's unlike other projects. You had the Royal Pay, where you had the option to sell 2% of token per day. In our project, you can sell your token using the emergency exit. This is only possible using our dashboard, and you can either sell everything or nothing. So you can stay in the project or leave the project completely. This we thought about this way to disable any manipulation of the chart by whales. So big dumps and then rebuys, stuff like that. So the moment you trigger the emergency exit, there's a 50% penalty tax being applied on your sale, which 45% will be in an instant buyback that will be applied on the same block as the sell.
Gotcha. Interesting. So that being said, you can't. The contract then does not allow you to sell your entire bag through, say, PancakeSwap if you're to do so.
No.
Gotcha.
So you can sell, but we disabled the PancakeSwap router for selling. You can buy using PancakeSwap, but you cannot sell because we also disabled the transfers between wallets. So you cannot split your tokens between wallets and sell parts of it. And like I said, you cannot sell without the emergency exit. So this is also supporting the liquidity in the end, because we have a 1% less in the law of average selling per day per account, and we have the instant buyback on the chart.
Gotcha. So that being said, then, so I assume the way this works, if I understand this correctly, is you can buy it through PancakeSwap, but you cannot sell through PancakeSwap. You can only sell it through the dashboard.
Correct. So we will also add an custom ABI. So you investors that don't want to connect to our DApp can use the custom ABI on BSC Scan then.
Oh, so that they can sell through BSC Scan by tapping into that
correct.
API.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Correct.
Now, for people who may be fairly new to the DeFi space, who may not understand the use of DApps or BSC Scan, but they know PancakeSwap itself, do you feel that may be a bit of a deterrent for some of the newer DeFi users that once they get into PancakeSwap that they cannot sell through PancakeSwap? And how do you intend to mitigate any FUD that may result from that?
I'm pretty sure there will be FUD because many people just ape without reading or asking before. So I'm pretty sure there will be FUD, but we are giving our best to tell everybody that is interested into our project that how the rules are applied. So we are also waiting for for our tutorial video to finish. Which is done by Crypto Labs and should be done within the next days. So we want to post it few days before the pre-sale, so everybody can watch it. It's really easy to understand in the end, and should erase every open question.
Absolutely. And this also again emphasizes the importance of the fact that people need to do their own research, and that they should actually be looking into the projects that they're investing in before they actually put the money in, and not simply afterwards.
Correct.
And that being said, then in regards to requiring the DApp specifically to sell, How do you ensure that the uptime of that DApp is maintained? Like, if the only thing that may be an issue with that then is that if the website were to go down and the DApp was not available, that users would not be able to sell.
Yeah, but the DApp is hosted on Versa, so we can also host it on Netlify. In addition, we can upload or deploy another version on a different account for backup. And like I said, the custom ABI. The only thing that is not possible, that is not going to be possible, or we are currently checking it if it is possible, because the rewards can be claimed in very many different assets. So you can claim your rewards in BUSD, you can claim it in Ethereum, Bitcoin, WBNB. So yeah, I'm pretty not quite sure right now, because I saw it in another project where you had the free choice about your rewards, and some joker started buying honeypots with it and crashed the whole contract. So we are not 100% sure if we allow everybody to choose his own contract by putting in the contract address and then do a custom claim. But we are the liquidity will be a BUSD pair. This has a very simple reason. We want, like I said, like the main topic of the project is sustainability. If we pair it with a BNB pair, and BNB dumps, we will have, like, let's say BNB dumps by 50%, then you will receive 50% less rewards per day.
Right.
So
right.
Being said that BUSD is a stable coin and should remain pegged, then we are we want to be sure that what 2% is 2% also in the future, and not 2% will be 1 or 1.5.
Absolutely. All that contributes to the long-term sustainability of the project for sure. Now, speaking of long-term aspects, what are your short-term and long-term plans for this project? Tell us a bit about your roadmap.
Yeah, so in the last AMA, the roadmap was not completely finished, so I just uploaded it to our homepage. Everybody can see it. So the short term will be the upcoming launch. We will do some more marketing this week, some more AMAs. We have some posts in different big groups. Then the upcoming alpha pre-sale on Gamepad. The release of our DApp. And then we have the normal steps like applying for CMC and CG, which I'm not quite sure at the moment if we get a spot on this, because they have like I read before, they had a delisted. I think they delisted the yield compound token. Is it correct, or was it just a misinformation?
I haven't been following that one particular, unfortunately, so I can't. I don't have an answer for that one myself.
Yeah, so within the next quarter till Q1, Q2, 2023, we will release an iOS and Android app, so you can manage your pension portfolio using your phone. Also thinking about directly adding a multi-chain wallet into this, and then white paper V2 will be released. We will add a direct credit card payment method, so you can buy directly using a credit card on the homepage without any steps in between using Binance or something to send BNB over. Yeah, and then we can start, and we can think about and start additional feature development. So we are not bound to the 2 contracts that are in use right now. So we have the bank contract that's in charge of selling and the rewards and the token contract. So we can also create and use other contracts and send token there, use them for anything we want, do partnerships with others for, I don't know, for staking reasons,
Now,
things
in
like
terms
that.
of
So
a potential fiat on ramp with buying with the credit card, how would you handle the regulatory aspects of that? And would there be any specific requirements that a token of this nature might have to that might be a challenge for a token of this nature to meet?
what do you mean exactly? Sorry, didn't get it completely.
The moment that you consider adding on a fiat on ramp, such as a credit card, where you're able to buy the token directly with a credit card, obviously there are going to have to be some regulatory hurdles, given that you're dealing with real life money at that point, that the product may need to conform to in order to allow that fiat the credit card provider to accept. The ability to do so. How do you feel that you'll be able to accomplish that?
We will check everything up front. So if there are any legal issues or something we need to solve them. So we will use. Our dev told me about it. So he should be, but he's not here right now. So there are different. There are different companies that provide this service, so we can use them for this.
Okay,
so
interesting. So one thing I just want to touch on as well, then, looking over the website, I noticed that in some parts of the website it mentioned that the token may have been launching either the end of June or early July. Given that it's currently almost the end of September, what delays did you experience in the development of this token? How have you gone about to address them?
You have on the I'm searching for June and July, but I cannot find it on the homepage right now. So if so, I need to change it. So I think you got an old version. So
it's in the seed sale button. If you click on
the seed sale button, yeah. Okay, so the seed sale was done in
because it says on the bottom paragraph of the seed sale, it says the estimated launch of the token is planned in the end of June or beginning of July, depending on the test of the contract and the audit waiting time.
So the seed sale was in April, I think. And it was mainly family and friends buying. So we told them we won't release the complete concept to the public upfront, and this will take some time to be released in the end. So because of the CertiK audit we did upfront, and we are still waiting for the output of the final output of the CertiK audit. So we have the preliminary audit, but it's not uploaded to the homepage right now. So because of copycats, we said, okay, we won't release the complete concept, which we were working on since February. And then we did the CertiK, waited some more. And I think the last update was in September. I need June, July. Give me a second. I'm checking right now.
No worries.
So, the last project reviewing is dated on the 21st of July, and since then we are waiting for the final steps. So we confirmed the preliminary report, but we are still waiting. So we said normally we wanted to start when it's uploaded and 100% finished. Then we wanted to start the private presale, but this took so long. So we said, okay, then we need to start now, and this is why it's still saying it's July. So nobody touched this page since then, the seed sale page.
Gotcha.
We also kept it online so people can see that we had a seed sale upfront, and it was 70 BNB. And we had a alpha tier exclusive sale on Gamepad, which is on private sale, which was 80 BNB. So the 70 BNB was meant completely for the CERTIC audit, and the 80 BNB are completely spent on marketing now.
Gotcha. So that being said, given that there's already been a seed sale and a private sale, will there be a pre-sale then, a public pre-sale then for this token, or is it just gonna launch right into the chart?
No. So we will have a whitelisted seed sale, pre-sale. It's a tiered pre-sale on Gamepad, alpha status or alpha tier on Gamepad. It's on the 3rd of October. And we are also raffling some spots right now. We have some games in our channel. We have some provided to you guys. So.
And what do you expect the soft cap and hard cap for that pre-sale to be?
We have $50,000 on soft cap and $100,000 on hard cap. But
okay,
this
so it's going to be a BUSD based contribution then?
Yes, correct. So in opposite to the seed and private pre-sale, this will be in BUSD because, like I said before, the whole pair will be a BUSD pair and not a BNB pair.
Interesting. Okay, I'm looking forward to see, because given that many of the pre-sales so far have not only been the BNB token itself, it'd be interesting to see how this goes about in terms of raising actual BUSD, and then what is the maximum contribution that one may make in BUSD, that being the case?
$1,000.
Gotcha. All right, it'll be interesting to see how that pre-sale plays out. Now, that being said, besides the show that you're on with us right now, what are some other marketing plans that you have in store to help promote this project? I know that a lot of projects don't want to reveal too much about their marketing plans until further on down the road. How much info are you able to provide us at this time?
So we have a lot of cooperations with different Chinese marketers, for example. We have some small calls. We have bigger callers like Sully, for example. We have we have an AMA on a big Discord channel tomorrow, on a Turkish channel, I think Friday, big Turkish channel. Later outside crypto, so we're also aiming for non-crypto investors. So like billboards, for example. I don't know exactly if those are still a good choice, but we will check it up front before we do it. So billboards, print media, stuff like that.
Now, the only potential issue with billboards, besides their upfront cost, is the possibility that the people that see them in brick and mortar space, they may not be as familiar with crypto, let alone DeFi in general. So then, considering that decentralized finance is still a relatively foreign concept to the majority of mainstream consumers, how will this project help introduce more mainstream investors to DeFi? And if they were to discover the project through a billboard, how would it direct them to get into that world of DeFi?
Sorry, I didn't. I had a gap in the trans.
No worries. With billboards being used in the brick and mortar space, the only disadvantages potentially with billboards, besides their inherent upfront cost, is that the people who see them may not necessarily be familiar with crypto, let alone with DeFi in general, as not everyone in public usually is too familiar with it. So given that decentralized finance is still a relatively foreign concept to the majority of mainstream consumers, how will this project help introduce more mainstream investors to DeFi? And if they were to discover this project through a billboard, would there be some sort of tutorial that would help them get into that world of DeFi?
Yeah, so like I said before, we do a tutorial video, or we have one created right now. So this will be easy to understand for everybody, outside or inside of crypto. And so everybody understands what we are talking about. So credit card is something everybody knows, and pension is also something everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
So we are using familiar words and then just adding the tutorial on top and a lot of information. So even people that don't know crypto upfront are able to understand it. Also adding the possibility of the iOS and Android app with an included wallet will give us the chance to reach out for investors that are not familiar with MetaMask, Trust Wallet, or whatever.
Well, it definitely sounds interesting, and yeah, I'd be looking forward to seeing exactly how those tutorials work. So I take it that the billboard would be specifically tailored to direct people to the actual pension site. Because I'm thinking, just as a side point, I'm thinking, given that, like you said, people are familiar with with the pension. Especially given the fact that many younger people, given the current state of the global economy, aren't too optimistic. They're less than optimistic about their opportunity to even have a pension when they reach their retirement age, if they even get to retire at all. So the appeal of a token project called that is using the pension nomenclature may appeal to them, but how do you instill confidence in them given the case?
Yeah, so for the name pension first, we were also in thought of other names, but this was the one that gave the best, solution in the end, because everybody knows pension and those rewards are aimed for passive income.
Mm-hmm.
So we could also have called it passive or something, but that wouldn't be on the point in the end. Yeah, we need to work on the complete understanding of this thing in the end. It's hard to say right now how to convince anyone of a pension in the end. I've read a lot of topics that people say I won't get a pension in the end. But those are two different things in my opinion. So we have the pension on the one hand, which is a pretty strict and straightforward word, and we have a passive income, what we are looking for. So also our project, when we will reach the balance point shortly after launch, so the sales won't affect the chart too much in the end. And when we reach this point, it doesn't matter if you buy in on the 10th or on day 200, so you will receive the same output in the end in regards of the 2% rewards.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'd be very interesting to see exactly how this project operates once the token goes live, because obviously the biggest test of any project is, anybody can say everything they want about a project until the project actually finally hits the chart. So it'll be interesting to see what happens again once this project has actually gone live and we exactly see how the Values token operates. So one more question before we open the floor to the community questions. And that being said, before I ask this question myself, I'm going to go ahead and open questions to the community. So if you have any questions for the Pension Token team, please go ahead and paste them in the text chat now. Tag me at JohnUltronDump. Of course, in the interest of time, please ensure to limit the question to one question per post. While the questions are coming in, I'm going to ask you, sir, given the topic of security for this project, I know that you mentioned that a certic audit was in progress for the contracts associated with this project. What additional security measures are you taking to ensure the security of investors' assets and to ensure them the legitimacy of this project? Like, for example, will anybody from this team be providing doxing and KYCs to any particular platform?
So we already did KYC for the Gempet team. We are also OB is also video doxed again to the other team members of Gempet.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some things with them before, so they also know me. And we will use for the funds for deployer wallet, for example, we will use a multisig wallet. We will have different seats for the marketing, development, and deployer funds or wallets. So this won't be all on one seat. If one gets compromised, we can just switch it and go for the others. But the deployer wallet anyway will be a multi-sig with at least 2 signatures to confirm.
Mm-hmm.
The contracts itself, like I said, we have a bank contract, we have a token contract. Those are complex, but those are not complicated in the end. So we had a different, slightly different system. That's what delayed. I think that's what delayed Certic. We had a quite different, slightly different system in the beginning with a burn function and different stuff. So we cut out everything and just cut it down to the minimum we need and the maximum we need to provide. So we don't have any security issues. Also, Tris is a security dev. I don't know of any contract of his that has been hacked by now. If anybody knows any contract, let me know so we can check. And he also said this is not the most difficult contract he ever did. So there were far more difficult ones than this. But this is based on, from our side, this is based on security. So we thought of every way to exploit it upfront, every way to rig the system, to cheat, to I don't know what. So we thought of everything to just disable it. And this is also why it took so long to create the whole contract. So we changed a lot after, I think, 2 months. So yeah.
Right. To be able to factor in all those contingencies.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it definitely sounds reassuring that you've done your research into looking into all the opportunities to protect investors. So that being said, that is all the questions that I have myself. So now we're going to go ahead and turn our attention to questions from the studio audience. And we're going to start off with Maximoff, who asks, how do we qualify for the airdrops as it shows in your tokenomics?
Pardon? Which question?
First question is from Maximoff, who asks, how do we qualify for the airdrops as it shows in your tokenomics? I just took a look in the white paper now, and it does mention that there are airdrops occurring with this product.
Yeah, those are reserved for partnerships. So we had a small for first channel members that could fill a form and receive 1 token, but we closed it shortly after opening the channel and the investors or the members filling the form. So no, the airdrops are mainly closed. So like I said, only for partnerships, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Because I'm seeing that partners is listed as a separate category from airdrops in the tokenomics. Like partners listed as 200, airdrops listed as 300.
Yeah, but the other token that are left in the airdrops will be burned. So
okay,
everything
so
we don't need to.
Right. Okay, interesting. Thank you for that response, and thank you, Maxima, for your question. Next question then comes from Sunshine, who asks, I noticed that on your white paper, where the mechanism was explained, it was said that transfers cannot... said that transfers cannot be done between wallets. Can you explain why, and which wallets are you referring to? Is that normal non-exchange wallets or the platform wallets? Actually, that being said, this question was already answered earlier in the AMA, and that is because the anti-dump mechanism allows you to buy with your regular wallet through MetaMask, and then you have to sell it through the D app in order to ensure the...
Correct.
Right. So yeah, I'm understanding that correctly. So let's
So
see.
like I said before, the transfers cannot be done because we also wanted to erase any possibility to manipulate the chart. So you cannot, whales cannot split their wallets, sell apart, wait for the dump, buy back again. So it's all or nothing in the end.
Exactly. Thank you for the response, and sorry, Sunshine, but like I said earlier, the question was answered in detail earlier in the AMA as well. So please feel free to go back and re-listen to the recording, as the full answer will be there for that too. Next question then comes from Dara Blossom, who asks, do you plan to have a DAO in the future so that members of that DAO can help make suggestions or decisions for the project in the future?
Yes. So it's a good point because I forgot to put on the roadmap on the homepage. Yes, we will implement a DAO, and then listen to our community and to our investors. So we also made some changes by now, like the hard cap for the private pre-sale, and some like the custom ABI option for BSC scan. Those were brought by the Alpha group on Gempad, and so we also already changed some things according to those requests and those suggestions. So yes,
Excellent.
we will implement it.
Perfect. Thank you for that response, and thank you, Dara Blossom, for your question. Next question then comes from Floyd the Fluid, who asks, what is the difference between the compound plan and the reward plan? Which has an advantage over which? And can I change the plan I'm on over time during the project?
Yes, you can. So the difference between the compound plan and the reward plan, the compound plan is a usual casual compound plan where you receive interest on your token and on your interest again each day, so 2% more each day, which will be the 137,740% within 1 year. And on the other hand, we have the reward plan where you receive 2%. You can change within the plans any time you want. You can change every 5 minutes if you want to. Rebase is every 30 minutes. Rewards are automatically sent to your wallet, so those are not staying within the contract. Those are yours. You can claim them every 30 minutes. You can claim them once per day, once per week, or once per year. And you will always have, if you receive $100 in rewards, you will have $100 in BUSD 1 year later if you don't claim them. So no one else can claim them except the wallet that owns the tokens.
Interesting. Now, that being said, is there a possibility of implementing, say, an auto claim feature and setting a claim threshold to automatically pay those out?
No, I don't. We never thought about it because it's also a gas issue in the end. So
Right.
if we go for, let's say we have 10,000 investors, and those have the reward plan chosen, and we need to send 10,000 transactions every 30 minutes. I don't think this will be sustainable in the end. So that's why we chose the manual claim version over the automatic claim.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense then, and I appreciate the response. And thank you, Floyd the Fluid, for your question. That was actually a great question. So thank you so much for that. Next question then comes from Tony, who asks, "What is the idea of actually giving rewards in different tokens, and why not choose a particular one, giving rewards in different tokens such as BTC, ETH, USD, BNB, etc. And why not choose a particular one to pay out with?"
Because it's your choice. So if you say, I want my rewards in BTC, you can choose BTC. If you want, you receive it in BUSD, so you can claim it in BUSD. It's just an addition.
It's additional
so
convenience.
We could also say you can claim whatever you want. So what is provided, better said. So like I said before, we won't allow to do anything you want. On the other hand, I talked to Tris about exactly this matter. That's why I'm not completely sure. So he says the contract sells in your behalf. So it's going directly to your wallet. It's not staying in the contract. That's also the reason why you can claim 1 year later and you receive your dollars or your BUSD exactly in the amount that is supposed to be. But it's for me, it's a matter of security in the end to restrict to token. We say we can add any token anytime. So if there's any good new one, we can say we do it for short time or token trending or something. But you can choose whatever you want from the list.
And so, given that investors can choose their payout token to be a variety of tokens, for a lot of these projects that may pay out in, say, BNB or a fixed token such as DNB, ETH, or what have you, I assume that many of them would probably be selling their rewards that they earn. The rewards have already been sent to them in whatever that token of choice is of the project. They'd be selling that to buy something else anyway. So, what the advantage then of being able to choose your own rewards token prior to actually being paid out to you? Do you believe that would save the investors the gas fees of having to sell those tokens themselves?
That's a good question in the end. So this is that's a good question. I didn't think about it before, to be honest.
Neither did I until just now, actually.
Who asked it? So I needed to read
this
it
is just me. This is just me off the top of my head. Because if I'm understanding correctly, the fact that the contract is the contract is doing the sell to pay out to the investor, the gas usage of that sale is occurring on the contract side before it even hits the investor's wallet, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So I guess that being said, then that would, if you already know what token you want or what asset you want to be paid out in rewards, then the advantage of not just this project, but I guess of any project that automatically pays out an asset is that if you don't want either the project token or the native Binance coin for the Binance Smart Chain, I guess, but you don't want to have to waste gas of making those sales every time. I guess that would then give you an advantage of being able to receive the token of choice before you even have to make that sale. So I do want to thank you for the response, and thank you again to Tony for your question. Next question comes then from Abel, who asks, I want to ask, in the event of the project facing some setbacks and perhaps some adversities, will the project consider reducing their rewards it gives out to the holders? I guess in that case, if the project were to encounter hardships, would that 6-digit APY be able to be adjusted?
we have a growing liquidity, like I said before. So if everybody in the project decides to sell at once, it will dump for sure. But normally in the law of average and in the restriction with the emergency exit, etc. So some lose their seats, some forget it, some forget the password, some lose, I don't know, cannot use it anymore. So the liquidity is going to grow. So if we are facing hard setbacks, we will let the community choose. So that's what the DAO is for.
Totally understandable. Thank you for that response, and thank you, Abel, for your question. Next question then comes from Harmony Arrives, who asks, concerning the staking, can you tell us about the APY and the flexibility of staking periods?
Yeah, but we don't have staking. It's auto staking. So it's just called staking. So it's staking the moment you put it into the reward plan in this case, and it's compounding the moment you buy it. So you are completely flexible. You can buy the pre-sale and dump in the first green candle if you want to, or you can sell after 1 week, 1 month. You are completely free to do whatever you want. So you are not. Pardon?
No, sorry. You go ahead.
Yeah, it's automatically auto compounding. So you don't need to do anything. The only thing you need to do if you want the rewards, you need to choose the rewards, or you need to choose the reward plan, to be exact.
Gotcha. So you don't have to. So even though the auto compounding occurs just by holding the tokens in your wallet, you still get the opportunity to choose the plan that the payout occurs through. Correct?
Correct.
Definitely sounds like an interesting concept. So thank you for that response, and thank you, Abel, for thank you, Harmony Arrives, for your question. Next question comes from Shyla, who asks, why did you choose Gempad for your presale despite having PinkSale, a top platform for presales?
Because we like Gempad. We have we are in talk with them since April. They have an awesome launchpad, and we like it. So I think Gempad is awesome. They have good ideas. They have a good product. So it was our first choice, and we stick to it. So they stick to us, and we stick to them.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be a growing force within the crypto space, within the DeFi space for sure, in comparison to other pre-sale platforms that we've seen over the last few years, last year and a half, I should say. Thank you for that response. Harmony Res. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I had a lot of discussions with different agents from PinkSale why we won't change or why we won't switch, and no, we won't.
Totally understandable. And yeah, once you have a platform in place, it's I guess in a way it's more reassuring to investors if you have a plan in place and you stick to it, especially when it comes to pre-sale platforms, than to be overly flexible, because then it creates a bit of a wary from investors to the commitment of the project. So thank you for your response, and thank you, Shyla, for your question.
So if you want to, I can give you a small sneak peek on the dApp.
Sure, absolutely. We'd love to see that, actually.
I just need to check where to. So can you just this screen? I don't know what happens now.
You should be able to screen share yourself.
Oh, it says I cannot. It's restricted right now, and I don't know if I. Yeah, I don't know if I do it now. No, it's restricted from my
Oh, on your end.
system. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, if you want, later on, if you like, you're also welcome to post a video of the DApp in action, or screenshots even of the DApp in action, in the chat, so that we'd all the investors in the Future Lounge would definitely love to see an inside scoop. So we appreciate you being willing to do that for us.
So I can.
No, go ahead.
So we have the governance already implemented.
Mm-hmm.
We have the calculator. So, okay, we can proceed. No worries. I'm just looking for the. So this is the claim.
Mm-hmm. And of course, like I said, you don't have to worry about posting them right away within the time span of this AMA. You're welcome to post them any point after as well, and we definitely be looking forward to seeing that. That being said, though, we are unfortunately out of time for any further questions from the studio audience. So if you did not have the opportunity to have your question asked during tonight's AMA, you're welcome to hop over to the official Pension Token Telegram at t.me/pension token. Ask any further questions that you have there, and the mods and the dev team will be happy to answer at that time. So, that being said, Moon Avenger, before we close out tonight's AMA with the Future Lounge, do you have any final statements that you'd like to make to the Future Lounge community?
Thank you for having the chance to be here, and I hope to see you in our channel. Was a very nice AMA, and yeah, I'm looking forward to our launch on 3rd of October. Like I said, hope to see many of you in our channel.
And thank you, and be looking forward to seeing that launch as well. So I just want to thank you again, Moon Avenger from Pension Token, for joining us here tonight in the Future Lounge studio. It was a pleasure meeting you, and we wish you all the best for your project.
Thank you. Bye.
Give it up once again for Moon Avenger from Pension Token. So, now that you heard from the team, it's time for you to decide. Are you bullish on this project? Or are you bearish? Will you ape in? Or will you jeet out? And with that brings us to the end of another episode of Late Night Live with Not Donald Trump. Thank you again to the Future Lounge for the opportunity to have sitting in your studio tonight, and thank you all for tuning in to us. Have a good night, and we'll see you all next time.